Welcome to Animal Diaries. This inspiring video shows the unforgettable moments when animals escape confinement and enjoy their natural homes. We celebrate the beauty of freedom as we tell tales of bravery, resiliency, and the unwavering spirit of these incredible creatures. Get ready to be enthralled. With hearts full of excitement, the cheetahs leap into the wild, embracing their newfound freedom with wide smiles on their faces. As Snappy waddles towards the shoreline, you can see pure excitement in every step, ready to dive into the ocean and embrace its true home. With newfound freedom, the monkey leaps from branch to branch, its agile movements reflecting pure joy and a sense of belonging in its natural habitat. In a magnificent display of freedom, 1,000,000 pigeons take flight, their wings carrying them toward the boundless sky, a breathtaking sight to behold. With a gentle touch, the sea turtle is lowered into the crystal clear water, embarking on a new chapter of its life in the vast ocean. Nature welcomes them with open arms as Mama Bear and her cubs embark on their wild adventure. Manes flowing in the wind, the horses prance and play, celebrating their return to the wild. In the heart of Africa, the lioness finds her true home, the wilderness embracing her with open arms. Horns held high, the rhino embarks on a new chapter, reclaiming its place in the wild. From captivity to liberation, the possum finds solace among the trees, embracing its wild spirit. The people had to step away from the trailer before letting the grizzly bear out because the animal didn't know they had saved its life. After being saved from the clutches of poachers, this hippo gets freed into a safe wildlife sanctuary. Splash into the sea, little seal. Your home awaits with open waves and endless adventures. In a true act of compassion, the boy fearlessly ventures into the unknown, determined to save the fox and give it a second chance at freedom. We can declare this elephant a free mammoth now.
This is Camoon at the release site where we're setting him free. His chain's off now. Yeah. He seems pretty happy about it. Free elephant! Off you go.
This little baby deer got stuck in a fence, but luckily, a few people were there to help it. Watch as the monkey leaps into the wilderness, embracing the freedom of lush forests. This turtle will embark on a journey, making its way to the crystal clear waters where it will thrive and swim freely. Look at how enthusiastically this fox runs into the wild after being freed. Watch as these people save this poor baby deer from a grounding hole. This lion hasn't fully recovered, but watch his reaction when the gates of freedom open up for him. Many lives were lost to this crocodile, but the villagers decided to spare it and instead free it far away from their village. Just look at how happy this ocelot is to return to its natural environment. After 3 weeks of constant treatment, this monkey was finally released to where it belongs with its friends. This bear cub is released into the wild to join its family. Watch how these foxes happily leap around in the wild once freed. Look at how mesmerized this lynx is after being released into the cold and beautiful wild. These monkeys sure are happy to be going back home. The elephant looks content to be back in their natural habitat. After recovering from a car accident, this lynx is given the taste of freedom once more. Watch out, nature! Here comes the cheetah to embrace freedom. Watch this little badger see the wild for the first time. Nature is going to be even more majestic after this peacock is released. As dangerous as this is, this polar bear needed to be carried on a helicopter while it was fast asleep at its home. Fortunately, it only woke up after reaching its habitat safe and sound. To release this rhino safe and sound into the wild, these people needed the help of nature's giants to do so. Puffy the bear had to spend most of her life in a cage too small for her to even stand up in, but now she's happily living her life in freedom. These volunteers rescued 51 desert bighorn sheep and then freed the flock into a new part of the wild that they'd never seen before. This hedgehog is freed from horrible ticks after being found by this stranger. This man freed this trapped wolf to help set it free. These seals' whiskers must be twitching with excitement, sensing the vastness and possibilities of the open ocean that they will soon call home. This lynx was recorded happily running into the wild after being released. This cheetah dashes into the wild so energetic to look around its new home. Look at that peacock run thankfully into the wild after being let loose. These little deer were afraid to come out into the wild, but sure enough, they slowly settled in just fine. A sea net entangled this whale, but it was helped by a sea diver who happened to be nearby. This tiger's mother was hunted at a very young age and left orphaned, so after being taken care of until it was an adult, the tiger was set free into its old home. After many years of painful experiments, this dog was rescued and let out into the beautiful little garden to live its life to the fullest. This poor vulture had been poisoned, but luckily found by a group of people who helped it recover, and then set it free into the skies to soar as much as it pleased. These poor flocks were going to be slaughtered brutally, but were liberated and taken to a safe sanctuary instead. These pigs were released into the outside world after being years inside a horrible factory. After being in captivity for years, these happy dolphins were saved and released into the sea to live the rest of their lives in peace. A 3-year-old bear was released into its old home, the wild in Montana, United States. A man buys over 100 birds at a bird market to set them free later on. Look at the joy in these elephants after being set free into their new home.
Yeah, now we have 4 females and 5 males.
Okay.
And the leading role is Gusha.
Gusha?
Actually, the main role taken part by the Madhumaya.
Oh, very nice. Can you feel their excitement and interaction anymore? You think they'll do good?
That's our objective.
These chimpanzees are about to go out for the first time after being experimented on for many years. This professional rescuer had to help this bison herd free in the wild. When these rescuers were freeing these orangutans, something went wrong, and one of the males went into a rage. This sea lion was entangled by a net, but was saved by these good Samaritans.
Good, right, girl? There's your eyes. There's your live eyes. Yeah.
Look at how pleased the fox is after being let out into its new home.
Wild. Let him free in a new home. You ready to go? How graceful.
A mother elephant and her baby are helped out after being trapped in dried out mud. After being released, this bear takes one last look at the people who helped him be set free before running back into the wild. With gentle hands and kind hearts, they free the trapped deer from its predicament. After 1 year of undergoing rehabilitation, this bald eagle is finally set free. This cheetah slowly looks around its surroundings before happily disappearing into the wildlife. Before leaving into the wild, this chimpanzee gives a sweet surprise to the people who helped it before leaving. This giraffe just so happened to wander into civilization, but then found itself in trouble. After 1 year of undergoing rehabilitation, this bald eagle is finally set free. This ship crew helped this coyote, which had caught itself stranded in such a predicament. This little duckling found itself stuck in between two big rocks, and its parents couldn't do anything, but luckily, this lady helped the duckling get back to its family. This caged hen experiences freedom for the first time. Look at how happily the parrot is flying after the kids set it free. Fly, my pigeon friends. Spread your wings and embrace the freedom of the boundless skies. From captivity to the untamed savanna, these monkeys reclaim their rightful place in the circle of life. This brave man helps the bull shark that's stuck on shore get back into open waters where it belongs. This cute little animal, unfortunately, had its head stuck inside a can and was screeching for help. Luckily, its call for help was answered. Although scared of what was happening, these tigers were able to realize they were just being set free into their natural home. This baby penguin sees the ocean for the first time. After many flights, this tiger thought the next flight was yet another trip to the vet clinic. But what it didn't know, it was his last flight, because he's fully recovered. This polar bear ended up wandering 120 kilometers from home all the way to Newfoundland, and now it's eager to be back home again. This tiger was supposed to be taken home with the help of a ship, but it seemed like the beast couldn't stand being in a cage any longer. With the help of these humans, these 328 turtles safely made it into the ocean without being crab and seagull food. These majestic horses will now gallop boundaryless when let loose into the wild. There aren't many giraffes left in the world, so setting these giraffes free was a crucial thing to do. Asian elephants are endangered, but thanks to the help of these people, this handsome fellow won't be, as they set him free with his family. Welcome to the wilderness, little bears. May your paws tread lightly and your hearts be filled with the joy of freedom. A breathtaking spectacle of grace as the doves take flight, a symbol of peace soaring through the skies. Look at how cheerful this bear looks when it sees that it's been let out into the outside. Slowly but steadily, this seal happily embarks on its new life into the sea. After several weeks of care, these foxes have recovered and are ready to be let go into the wild. Observe these birds fly out all together after being let loose into the environment. This tigress in India is recorded as being let loose after recovering from several injuries. After losing their minds and being caged into a small zoo pen, these two bears were finally set free into the wilderness to run about freely as much as they wanted. This poor cow had been chained since it was born, but now it's finally set free. Watch this tiger run wild into its happy life of freedom. This man decided to let this trapped badger loose into the wild. These two bears are now finally old enough to be let out into the wild. This footage is taken from Idaho, and it's about these horses being released into the plains. After several months of rehabilitation, this elephant is ready to go back into nature. Look at how cautious yet happy this furry animal is to be let out into its natural home. These three beautiful horses trot happily into the wild desert after being released. In Puerto Rico, this woman frees the poor pit bull that had chains around its neck that made it uncomfortable, and the dog is grateful for her kindness. This beautiful otter gets released into its natural habitat and swims around happily when it is. This man brought a black-footed ferret back to the habitat it belongs to, but the poor thing was so confused and scared, it forgot where it was supposed to go. This bear got stuck in an old sewer but was thankfully saved. Otherwise, it would have been trapped in there forever. These poor chimpanzees had been used as experiments for 40 years until they were finally set free. After a severe operation, this leopard's life was saved, and now, with a new chance in life, it can enjoy it happily in the wild. This angry fox only has one cure for its anger issues, and that is a heavy dose of freedom. This lion spent almost all his life in a circus cage, but now the universe has taken mercy on him, and he can finally run around free in the grass. This curious monkey is going to have fun exploring and climbing the forest tree for sure. Witness the release of these two bald eagles after 2 months of recovery. Just look at how gracefully and calmly this lioness enters back into her kingdom. In a grand spectacle, the pigeons dance through the air, their unity creating a mesmerizing ballet, reminding us of the innate harmony of the natural world. Splash into the sea, little turtle. Your home awaits with open waves and endless adventures. This curious lynx dashes into the dense foliage, ready to explore the secrets of the forest, guided by its innate instincts. Thank you for joining us on this fantastic journey. Filled with joy, laughter, and unforgettable moments, stay tuned for more furry adventures.